Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Economics with Akanksha Kalyani. I hope all of you are doing good in these corona times. Economics is definitely a complex subject, I do agree, but I would not stop to mention that it is also very easy and a scoring subject. It is just that you need to understand the subject well and write the answers in a proper manner, and you are good to go with 100 out of 100. Economics in class 12 consists of two parts. One part is microeconomics and the second part is macroeconomics. Microeconomics is that part of economics that deals with individual consumers and producers. So demand, supply, product mechanism, market mechanism, market morphology, cost, revenue, production. These all relate to individual consumers and producers. And when we talk about macroeconomics, we talk about the whole economy. We consider the economy as one entity, and thereby the monetary and the fiscal policies are discussed in the macroeconomics part. So you will have the money and banking structure, you have the national income, you have government budget, public expenditure, BOP, foreign exchange, theory of income and employment. All of these things come under the macroeconomics part of class 12. Now, I would really say that the class 12 economics syllabus is very easy, provided you are thorough with the basic concepts chapter that you did last year in class 11. In this video, I am going to introduce you to the concept of demand and the factors that affect demand. Now, a very simple concept, demand. What is demand? Demand is nothing but the desire of to buy a commodity or to want a commodity backed by the purchasing power. Now, I give you two examples. The first example is that of a person called A. So, A wants a Lamborghini. So, he desires a Lamborghini. But he does not have the purchasing power to buy a Lamborghini. He does not have the money to buy a Lamborghini. So he just desires a Lamborghini. Hence, that is a want. That cannot be termed as demand, since the person does not have the money to buy a Lamborghini. Now, I give another example. I have a person called B and he desires an I-20, and at the same time he wants the I-20 and has the money to buy the I-20. So he has the desire for a commodity plus he has the purchasing power for that commodity. Hence, his want will be termed as demand. So that is the basic difference between a want and a demand. We may want a commodity, but we may not have the purchasing power to buy that commodity. In that case, that desire is termed as a want. But if we have the purchasing power to buy that commodity, in that case, the want can be treated as a demand for that person. So, in very simple terms, if I say what is demand? Demand is the desire for a commodity plus the purchasing power for that commodity. Now, if I am giving a question, what is demand, we just don't write the definition. The key to crack an economics paper is to make it very figurative. So, we first give the definition as demand is the desire for a commodity backed by the purchasing power for that commodity, and then we give this figurative equation which says demand or DD. Demand is denoted by DD is equal to the desire for a commodity plus the purchasing power for that commodity. Now, the factors affecting demand. The very first factor is price. Now, what is price? It is the amount of money that is required to buy a commodity. So, it's the exchange amount to buy a commodity. Now, price is denoted as Px. If the price of a commodity increases, the demand for the commodity falls, and if the price of the commodity decreases, then the demand for the commodity increases. Hence, we can understand that there is an inverse relationship between the demand for a commodity X and the price of its commodity. So, DDX is inversely proportionate to 1 by Px. Therefore, there is a negative relationship between the demand for a commodity and the price of the commodity. Now, the same can be explained with the help of an example. If the price is 3, then the quantity consumed is 1. When the price falls to 2, the quantity consumed is 3. And when the price falls further to 1, the quantity consumed is 4. So from here we can derive that when the price decreases, the quantity increases, and when the price increases, the quantity decreases. Hence, the negative relationship between the demand for a commodity and its price. The next factor affecting the demand for a commodity is the taste and preference pattern of the consumer, which is denoted by TX. Now, what is taste and preference pattern of the consumer? It is the desire to buy a commodity. So, if the taste and preference pattern of the consumer moves in favor of a commodity, the demand increases. And if the taste and preference pattern of the consumer does not move in favor of the commodity, in that case the demand decreases. Hence, there is a direct relationship between the demand for a commodity and the taste and the preference pattern for that commodity. Again, figuratively, the demand for a commodity increases if the taste and the preference pattern is in favor of that commodity, and the demand for a commodity decreases if the taste and the preference pattern of the consumer is not in favor of that commodity. Now, the third factor affecting the demand for a commodity is the income of the consumer. By income of the consumer, we mean the money income of the consumer, and it is denoted by Y. Now, I can talk about income of the consumer in terms of two commodities. First is the normal goods and the second is the inferior goods. In case of normal goods, if the income of a consumer increases, the demand for that commodity increases, and vice versa. So there is a direct relationship between the demand for a commodity X and the income of the consumer in case of normal goods. Again, figuratively, if the income of the consumer increases, the demand for the commodity increases, and if the income of the consumer decreases, then the demand for the commodity decreases in case of normal goods. In case of inferior goods, the demand for a commodity increases if the income of the consumer decreases, and vice versa. So there is an inverse relationship between the demand for a commodity and the income of the consumer. there is a negative relationship between the two. And in this case, if the income increases, the demand for inferior goods decreases, and if the income decreases, then the demand for the commodity increases. So there is a negative relationship between the demand for a commodity and the income of the consumer in case of inferior goods. Now, the next factor affecting the demand for a commodity is the price of related commodities, which is denoted by PY. In this case also, we talk in terms of two types of goods, substitute goods and complementary goods. Substitute goods are those goods where one commodity is preferred over the other. A very good example is tea and coffee. Tea is denoted by T and coffee is denoted by C. So, if the price of tea decreases, the demand for coffee also decreases. And if the price of tea increases, then the demand for coffee also increases. So, there is a direct relationship or a positive relationship between the demand for a commodity and the price of its substitutes. In case of complementary goods are those goods which go hand in hand, and a very good example would be petrol and petrol driven cars. Petrol is denoted by P and petrol driven cars is denoted by C. So if the price of petrol decreases, the demand for petrol driven cars increases, and if the price of petrol increases, then the demand for petrol driven cars decreases. So there is an inverse or a negative relationship between the demand for a commodity and the price of its complement. Hence, figuratively, it can be written as DDX is inversely proportional to PY. The next factor that affects the demand for a commodity is price expectations, which is denoted by PE. Now, first of all, what is price expectations? Price expectation is an increase or decrease in the price of a commodity in the near future. So, if the price is going to increase in the near future, then the demand for the commodity is going to increase in the current situation. And if the price of the commodity is going to decrease in the near future, then the demand for the commodity in the current situation is going to decrease. Hence, there is a direct relationship between the demand for a commodity and the price expectation in the near future. So, if the price expectation increases, the demand for the if the price is going to increase in the near future, the demand for the commodity at present is going to increase, and if the demand for the commodity is going to decrease in the near future, then the demand for the commodity at present is going to decrease. Hence, there is a positive relationship between the demand for a commodity and the price expectation in the near future. Now, the next factor affecting the demand for a commodity is the pattern of income distribution, or YD. Now, what do you mean by pattern of income distribution? How is the income distributed in the economy? Whether it lies in the hands of a few rich people or whether it lies in the hands of a few poor people. Now, if the income lies in the hands of a few rich people, then the demand for those commodities that is desired by the rich people is going to increase. Now, in case the income is lying in the hands of the poor people, then the demand for the commodities that is desired by the poor is going to increase. Hence, there is a direct relationship or a positive relationship between the demand for a commodity and the income distribution in an economy. The next factor that affects the demand for a commodity is population.